What would you do if a stray dog limped toward you, silent, starving, and staring like it knew exactly who you were? It didn't bark, it didn't growl, it didn't beg. It just walked slowly, unsteadily across a busy sidewalk, straight toward one person. No collar, no tags. Its fur was patchy, its ribs visible, and its body shaking with every step. But it didn't seem afraid. It looked up and held its gaze, not at the food in her hand, but at her face. In that moment, it wasn't just another stray. Something about the way it moved, the way it looked, felt deliberate, familiar, like it wasn't asking for help, like it was recognizing someone. People passed by without noticing, but she didn't. What she did next didn't take much, just a pause, a closer look. And then, something simple. She reached out her hand. That was the moment the rescue began. It happened in front of a fast food restaurant. A dog appeared near the entrance. It was visibly thin, with large patches of fur missing. Its gait was unstable. It didn't bark or whine. It simply walked, slowly and directly, towards a young woman who was standing nearby. As it got closer, it began to perform a series of physical movements. These actions resembled tricks or gestures it had done before, possibly during past interactions with the same woman. The woman appears to recognize those movements. She slowly extended her hand and placed it on the dog's head. The dog didn't retreat or resist. Instead, it leaned slightly into her hand. After a brief moment, she carefully picked the dog up and carried it to her car. The dog stayed quiet. Its body was tense, but it made no attempt to escape. She placed it gently on the passenger seat and drove directly to a nearby animal hospital. Upon arriving at the clinic, she explained the situation to the front desk. A staff member responded quickly and brought them into an exam room. According to the vet's assessment, the dog was seriously underweight. Its ribs and spine were clearly visible. Muscle loss was evident. The fur was missing in many areas, and the exposed skin underneath was red, dry, and inflamed, likely the result of prolonged exposure, malnutrition, and untreated infections. The vet also noted signs of dehydration and fatigue. Its heart rate and breathing were weak but stable, and there were no signs of internal injuries or broken bones. After confirming the dog was stable, the staff began basic grooming. The dog was moved to a treatment table. Its fur was tangled, matted, and filled with dirt, leaves, and other debris, clear evidence that it had been living outdoors without care for an extended period. Electric clippers were used to remove the clumps of fur. The process was done slowly and carefully to avoid injuring the thin, irritated skin. As the staff worked through the layers of knotted hair, more of the dog's condition became visible. Beneath the mats were scars, scabs, and dry patches of skin. In several areas, the skin had become rough and thickened from repeated scratching or exposure. Despite the length of the grooming process, the dog remains calm. It did not try to bite or escape. No sedation was required. Once all the fur had been removed, the staff proceeded to bathe the dog. They placed it gently in a low tub designed for small animals. Lukewarm water was used to rinse the body, followed by a medicated shampoo to treat the skin. The shampoo was carefully applied and massaged in to reach all affected areas. The staff took care not to let water or soap enter the dog's eyes, ears, or nose. As the dirt and grime washed away, the full extent of its condition was revealed, but so was the possibility of recovery. After rinsing, the dog was wrapped in several clean, dry towels. The team gently dried its skin and examined the body for open wounds or infected areas. Fortunately, there were no active wounds requiring bandaging. The dog's overall condition was poor, but not beyond repair. The woman understood the clinic staff and took the dog home. She prepared a soft resting area for it in a quiet corner of her living space, away from noise or activity. Once placed down, the dog lay motionless. It didn't explore. It didn't bark. It simply rested, clearly exhausted. Over the next few days, the woman followed a consistent care routine. She fed the dog small, frequent meals designed to help it regain strength without upsetting its digestion. Clean water was always available. She applied the prescribed topical ointments to the inflamed areas and gently cleaned the skin with a damp cloth as directed. The dog stayed indoors. It was not forced to move around or interact. A calm environment is maintained, with minimal disturbances. In the first week, the dog showed no strong reactions, but it slowly began to lift its head when someone entered the room. By the second week, it began to stand on its own. It took short walks from one side of the room to the other. It started following the woman at a distance. Although it remains quiet, it no longer avoids eye contact. The fur began to grow back slowly, starting with the back and shoulders. The skin appeared less irritated, and the overall texture began to improve. In the third and fourth weeks, progress continued. The dog had gained noticeable weight, its walking had improved, with fewer signs of trembling. It responded to its name and followed simple voice commands. It occasionally lay beside the woman or rested near her feet. There were no signs of aggression or anxiety. The dog seemed to be adjusted to the indoor environment. At the 1-month mark, the dog had made a clear recovery. The previously bald areas were now covered in short fur. The dog's body was no longer frail. Its movements were steady. It ate regularly and slept peacefully. A follow-up check at the clinic confirmed that the skin infection had cleared and the dog was in stable health. No further medical treatments were needed. From that point on, the dog lived a quiet, structured life. It was fed on schedule, given regular care, and provided with a safe space to rest. It no longer wandered, no longer searched for food, and no longer faced the dangers of the street. If you ever come across a stray animal in poor condition, don't turn away. A small act, a bit of food, a safe place to rest, or a ride to the clinic can change everything. Sharing these stories increases awareness and encourages more people to act when encountering animals in need. Most strays cannot seek help on their own. Their survival often depends on whether someone chooses to stop and help. If this story was informative, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, or sharing your own experience in the comments. Every action helps more animals find support and protection. Not every animal will get a second chance, but for some, one small action is enough to change everything.